Today, we are going to be discussing double standards among men's and women's sports here at Clark Atlanta University.
Playing different sports, some women and some men have felt discriminated against because of their gender, while other people have chose to ignore it.
Whether on the field or off the field, some people think it's a problem.
Let's discuss how Clark Atlanta University has chosen to address these issues of double standards.
I mean, I don't look at it no different than a man playing Division One. I mean, it's your love for the game. It don't matter where you play. You can be playing in front of a crowd of two people. Saying you love the game, you love the game. So, I think at Clark Atlanta University, some sports get recognition, some don't. When you're talking about men's basketball, because there is no women's football, talking men's basketball, typically men's basketball gets most of the shine, and women's is kind of left in the shadows. I think sometimes administration doesn't seem to care because they think, quote unquote, the team doesn't bring in enough funds or bring in funds that fund some of the things that the team like to do. They don't deserve recognition.
People who are in control of administration or whatever, whoever controlling it, they don't give as much effort into women's, sports or whatever they're doing. You don't see that much of a effort or push behind their sports, basically.
I feel like they don't get as much exposure as the males do because it really symbolic on the female team as far as the other sports and stuff but people don't really see it.
I pretty much don't see any downfall from either side or anything holding either side back. We all get the same book room, we have the same advisors, the same tutors, so we all have the same helping hands.
As a man, I feel as if it's an extra amount of responsibility based on the fact that you got to be an example for everybody that's on the campus. You have to present yourself in the right way, which sometimes is hard because you want to just be yourself and be comfortable.
It's definitely a blessing, I'll say. It's somewhat challenging though. A lot of the benefits aren't there that you see growing up with playing college sports, I guess because you're not D1, so you don't get as many things attributed to you from the university, whether it's finances or just having different facilities.
I feel like being into sports, they evolved me into a better man as far as the aspect of being more efficient.
I think as a male in a Division II school, it's an experience, and as a football player, it can be perceived as enjoyable at certain times. But as a woman, I think it's just the whole time you have to work harder. You know what I'm saying, to get the bare minimum. And is that fair? Not at all.
It's cool, but sometimes there does seem to be a little favoritism towards the guy sports versus female sports.
For the most part, it's pretty good. I've learned a lot, met a lot of people, experienced a lot. However, as far as being a female athlete at Clark, it's a bit challenging. As far as the resources that were provided, track is terrible. We had to basically just work with what we had to come out strong.
Playing sports here at Clark Atlanta was a fun experience, especially coming in as a freshman. I was able to gain a family with 15 of us, so 14 other girls. I was able to actually travel with the team as well, so meeting our other opponents as well, so it's kind of fun. It's just like playing club volleyball all over again.
Personally, I really don't focus on it. I just try to focus on what I have to do. But it is frustrating sometimes when, even like with like the trainers, they'll put like football or basketball before like tennis or like softball and stuff like that. And it's like you just get adjusted to it and just learn how to work around it.
It's cool at times, but I feel like sometimes we don't get the same credit that the boys do, regardless whether we win or we lose. I feel like they don't give us as much attention as they give the boys. Like, we'll have a game right before the boys, but they won't give us as much attention. Like, nobody knows about our games, but everybody knows about the boys' games. It's broadcasted a lot more than girls' games are.
Yeah, I mean, nothing drastic, but there is an obvious difference when we come into practice and another team is already there, that's a male team, versus when we're already practicing and a male team comes in. So.
My mother actually caught on to it first before I did, actually. When she used to come into the games, the volleyball games, she's like, okay, it's free, you don't have to pay for it. Whereas back in high school, you had to pay to come to see the volleyball games. But when you always come for the males basketball games, we noticed that you did have to pay for it if you were an outsider and not a student. And I kind of find that very difficult for women's sports because we could actually raise revenue off of that by people actually paying to come see us play. So then it can help us to buy jerseys, pumps for the balls, or a new net, anything of that nature.
So you've heard it here from all these student athletes here at Clark Atlanta University.
Some people think it's a problem, but others don't. What do you think?